Hello darlings, and welcome to my book haul video. So in today's video, I'll be going through all the books that I got in the months of August through December of last year. I did this video last year where I showed all the books that I got from January all the way through July. And so now I am doing the books that I got from August all the way through December. And I'm so excited to show you all the books that I got. It is significantly less than the books that I got in the last video. I will have that video linked down below, so that you can watch it after this one to see all the books that I got in those 7 months. So I am only doing 5 months in this video. There are some months that were a little crazy, but they are justified because I got most of them for significantly cheaper. So throughout those 5 months, I bought 26 books, which is probably around half the amount of the last video. Like I mentioned, it was a little insane, okay? But again, it was investment. I was trying to build this beautiful library. So those months were very important for that investment time and creating that library. You know, that's what I'm trying to tell myself. Which again, you'll have to go back and watch that video, but I'd have to say at least 75% of the books, if not probably 85 to 95% of the books that I got in the last video were all at least half off or discounted price, and some of them were like literally a fourth of the price. You know, a lot better than what it could have been if I bought them all full price. There was very few, probably like a handful, that actually bought full price, and that was because I bought them right when they came out. Honestly, August was, some would say worse, some would say best. Worse probably wallet wise, best, you know, library wise. This is my August stack. Yes, this is all the books I got in August. Again, I was gonna say insane. I wouldn't say that word. That's probably a really rude word to say because it's not insane. It's very reasonable for a book person. Insane with the quantity, maybe, but maybe not. You know, it's fine. Again, it's fine. All the other months were a lot better. Had a couple months that I only got one book. So, you know, it equals itself out a little bit, sort of, kind of. It's fine. So starting off, the first book that I got in August was A Most Agreeable Murder. So this actually is the second book of its little duology. It's like Regency era, so kind of like Bridgerton meets Murder Mystery, which sold. I love Bridgerton. Regency era is my favorite era ever for fashion, for home style, like all of it is beautiful. This is the second book, which I actually did not know. I actually got this book when we were in Savannah. My husband and I went on a Savannah trip to go see and visit some of his family, and his parents ended up meeting us there, which was really nice. And so I got to do a fun little Savannah vlog, which I can leave links below if you would like to see that. Along with, I did my first ever book shopping video, which I went to a few different stores in Savannah, and they were all like small business bookstores. So I got this one there. This was the first book that I got on that trip, and also first book I got in August. I got it and sent it to my sister, and she was like, oh, I have the first book. And I was like, the first book? I found out that there was 2 books. Didn't know that I got the second book. Whoops. This was the one and only time that I bought the second book, not knowing it was the second book. And then my sister texted me and she was like, hey, I don't think I'm gonna read the first book. I'll give you the first one. So heck yeah, I got a book in for free. And then my sweet mother-in-law actually bought me this book at one of the bookstores that we went to. So that also holds a very sweet memory. It also makes it just a little bit more special since she bought it for me. So we have those 2. And then also on that same Savannah trip, I also bought the second book in the Study of Drowning series. It's a duology. I don't know if it's like the name of the series, but this is the sequel to A Study in Drowning. My sister has also been begging me to read this little series, and I'm so excited to. I will be reading this series sometime this year. I don't know when yet. So this book, so cute. And there's, sorry, this came from the little bookstore. It's called The Stacks in Savannah, Georgia. It was such a cute little bookstore. Now, the bookstore that I got this one at, it's called E. Shaver Booksellers. That one's also really cute. I highly suggest that bookstore as well. That was such a cute bookstore. That's where I got this one. And then this one was The Stacks in Savannah. And they were, if I'm not mistaken, they were relatively pretty close to each other. But anyways, this is the in paper art for the book. And then this is the hardcover. It's so cute. It has a little bow on it. But look at the sprayed edging. Is that not beautiful? It's like a little bookshelf. beautiful, love it. And then I got the sequel to the Sea Witch like series. So this is kind of like an Ursula retelling. They don't really use Ursula's name or Vanessa, but if I'm not mistaken, this is kind of like Morgana, because in the second Little Mermaid there's Morgana, who is Ursula's little sister. I mean, it's like a Little Mermaid retelling. Why would I not love it? I got this at Second and Charles for $4.75. So absolutely, it's if you don't know what Second and Charles is, it's a bookstore where you can buy new books, brand new books that just released, but you can also buy and sell books, so you can get secondhand books. So why a lot of times I will go there, because they will have newer books, but someone has sold their copy and you can get it for significantly cheaper. And then that same day, I also went to Barnes & Noble, and that's where I got Spectacular. This is a novella. It's a Christmas novella in the Caraval series, and I'm very excited about this one. I will be reading this in December this year. Look at the end paper art. Is that not so cute? I love it. I'm so excited. One of the reasons why I wanted specifically the Barnes & Noble copy is because it is green and red, as opposed to the traditional publishing cover. It is just red, and I liked the green and red because then it gives more of that Christmassy look. I also got it that day because it was 50% off. And then that same trip, I also got the second book in the duology. It's What the River Knows. This is Where the Library Hides. So this is the second book in that series. Another book I am so excited to get to this year. Look at that end paper art. Is that not stunning? And then hieroglyphics. So pretty. So if you do not know about this series is kind of like The Mummy and then Death on the Nile. Just saying, The Mummy has me sold on that whole series. I am very excited, and as you can see, I got this one for 50% off, and this is also a Barnes & Noble, baby girl. This is also a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition cover, so the colorway is a little different. And then the last book I got on that trip is Ruthless Vows. So this is the second book in the Divine Rivals little series. I haven't read that series yet, but I will be very soon. And look at that. It's a little typewriter, isn't it so cute? And then it says Dear Roman, which, you know, obviously is a character in the series. This is another series my sister has been begging me to read. Same with, I don't know if I mentioned What the River Knows. So there's a lot of books on my TBR this year that are pretty much set from my sister, because she told me that I had to read them, and she's very stern about it. So, you know, I have to obey her wishes. You know, she is the book queen in the family. So I trust her opinion. This happened, like, we'll say on a Tuesday. I think it was actually on a Tuesday. And then like on Thursday or Friday that same week, I just so happened to go to Books A Million with my sister. Awful decision. I should never go with her because she's a terrible, also great influence about buying books. So yeah. Terrible because I'm buying a lot of books, but great because, you know, I'm buying a lot of books. So I got the second book in The Perfect Marriage. This is The Perfect Divorce. It was 50% off, so I went ahead and grabbed it because I wasn't going to find a better deal with a book that's like new. And look at these beautiful, I say beautiful sprayed edging. It's blood. So, you know, I don't know if it's that beautiful, but it's cool. It's a cool sprayed edging. So that is the only book that I got at Books A Million that was new. And it was 50% off, but all the rest of these were in the bargain section. So really, like, I did really good. I think I may have spent on that shopping trip, I had the receipt somewhere in one of these books. I think I spent maybe like $40, as opposed to I could have spent like close to $80 on this shopping trip. I found it. Let's see. Okay, I spent $43.06, okay, on all these books, which is a lot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hardback books, okay? Hardcover books. Okay, 6 for $43. Absolutely, that sounds like a deal. The rest of the books that I got were all but one were murder mystery or mystery thriller suspense. So I will show you this one. This one was $7.97. So I got Kiss the Girl. So this author, and I think a few other authors, I don't think it's just this one author. I think there's a few of them that do it. They have like little fun modern twists to like Disney princesses. So this is obviously Ariel's, and I'm very excited about it. So this one, from what I know, her name is Ariel, which is fun. She has sisters, and they have a band which is called Siren Sisters. And then, you know, there's Eric, and Eric is a lead singer. So this kind of follows that. I'm very excited about this one. There is a Tangled one that I want to read. That one seems really good. I have not gotten that one yet. And then the rest of these. Okay, so 3 of the books are by Sally Hempworth, and then the last one is Lucy Clark. So I don't know too much about these, but I know my sister told me yes on all of them. So from all that I do know about this book is that the younger wife, which is like the second wife, is actually younger than the husband's children, the husband's daughters, which, what? Weird. I could not imagine like being with a man that is close to my father's age. That's just ew, weird. But you know, to each their own. That's my own opinion. I couldn't do that. That's just odd to me. But again, that's my own opinion. And they obviously think that she is after the dad's money. So the husband is a heart surgeon at the top of his field. So, you know, money. So obviously that's why the daughters think that she is after the money. So that is, you know, all I kind of really know about that book. And this one was $6.97. So cheap. The next one was $7.97, and this one is the Soulmate. I've also heard really good things about this one. My sister highly recommended this one as well. I think she had already read that one, or she was getting it as well and knew that she was going to read it and heard really good things about it. And then the good sister, she also said this one was really good, and this one was $5. So stupidly good prices for hardback. Like, you can't even find that kind of price on Amazon, and sometimes I can't even find that price at Second & Charles. Like, it kind of depends, but these are in perfect condition. Again, I think they were just put in the bargain section because they were moving to paperback and trying to like flesh out the hardcovers. So then the Lucy Clark book that I got is One of the Girls. I'm very excited about this one. This one was $7.97. Again, very cheap, especially for a hardcover. So this one I do know a little bit more about. I'm so excited about this one. This is about a group of girls that are going on a bachelorette trip on a Greek island, and there is one little part up top that I love and kind of feel like summarizes the book pretty well. Is one of us is a liar, one of us is a stranger, one of us is a cheater, but which one of us is a killer? Very suspenseful. And then it says that like their mask begins to slip, and you know, that's gonna be like really interesting. Someone is determined to make sure Lexi's marriage never happens to, like, obviously that's the bride, and that one of the women doesn't leave the island alive. What? Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. That one's gonna be really good. So yeah, that was all the books that I got in August. A lot, like I mentioned, a lot. As you can see, books just keep piling on. I'll have to see how many did I get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, that's a lot. So in the month of August, I got 13 books, which again, that's kind of a lot, but these 3 half off. This one was also half off. All of these were under $8. This was 4. These 2 are the only ones that I paid full price, and this one was free. So not too shabby for 13 books. So in the month of September, we did a lot better than we did in August. We got 4 books in the month of September. So I got Fearful. This is a novella that follows like in between. It's kind of takes place with Fearless, which is the last book in the Powerless series. So I cannot really tell you anything other than the fact that this really follows 2 characters in that book, because it could be filled with spoilers, and I do not want to spoil anything for you. This one I actually have not read, so I have not like technically finished the Powerless series. I've read the first 4 books, so the first 3 main books, and then the novella. I really liked this series. It was very fun. I do need to get around to reading this. I just haven't picked it up yet, but I am very excited. I've heard good things, and just knowing the characters and what it's about, I know it's going to be really good. And then I went to Second & Charles, and I got Dangerous Secrets. So this is a Frozen 2 book. This is actually about Anna and Elsa's parents, and this is kind of like their story on how they met and their life growing up. And I just thought that was so fun, and I think this was like, I ripped off the sticker, the price tag, so I don't see how much I spent for it. But if I'm not mistaken, I think I spent like $4. And plus my little sister loves the Frozen movie, and Elsa is her favorite. So eventually I knew that she would want to read this one day, but I'm very excited about this one. And then I got Thorn season, which my sister told me I had to get. We didn't really know what the book was about, but it's beautiful, and if I'm not mistaken, it is YA, so that kind of sold me. Beautiful sprayed edging. It's like a garden. Are you kidding me? And then look at the end paper art. That's I mean, you've sold me right there. And then the front is like an opalescent kind of pearl finish, to where it has like a really cute pearl sheen. So pretty. I mean, yep, that's all I needed to know to get the book. Yes, I know you should not judge a book by its cover, but I did. That's for dang sure. It's beautiful, so I got it. I mean, I did look it up and read about it, and my sister did say that it sounded really good. And then I got the first book in the What the River Knows series. I don't know if that's what this series is like called, but I'm very excited about it. This is a series that my sister has been begging me to read. I got this one. This is actually the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, but look at the end paper art for this one. Is that not so pretty? And then the hieroglyphics. Love it. It was so pretty. I actually found this one on the Pango app. It's a resale book app. So if you have books that you want to resell, you can resell them on there, or you can find books secondhand and like pretty dang cheap. I found this one for $8 plus shipping. So not too bad for September. I did a lot better money-wise. And I think, yeah, this is the only book that I've bought full price, but it's a novella, so it's not that expensive. And then the rest of these were also on sale, so I didn't have to pay full price. So pretty good for the month of September. So these next 2 months for October and November were probably, hey sweet girl, were probably the best money-wise because I only got one book each for each month. So in October, I got Holly. That is when Holly came out. This is a novella that follows the Belladonna series. So this is just a fun little Christmas novella that she ended up doing, which was really cool. I didn't end up getting around to reading it, but I will this year. Look at this in paper art. These follow 4 of our characters. I'm not saying their names because that could be spoilers if you have not read the book, but is that not so pretty? All of the books have these like really pretty hard covers and really pretty in paper arts. All of these covers, you can see them right behind me. They're so pretty, and these are one of my sister's favorite series. She got me to finally read last year, and it was really good. I did enjoy the series. It was fun. I will say I think that they got better with each book, which is a good thing. Instead of like it, you know, digressing, it just kept getting better and better in the series, which I really liked. And Wisteria was my favorite. And what's really fun is that even though this seems like pretty thick for a novella, it's really not. Like the story is pretty short. The chapters are short, but also as you can see, the margins are really big because when you flip through, there's actually a border of holly vines. There you go. Isn't that so cute? I thought that was so fun. And there's also a few pictures in the book, which is also super cool. So you get little pictures for the story. I'm so excited. My sister ended up reading the novella last year and she really liked it. Hi, baby girl. So that is for the month of October. We'll just go right into November because it was also one book. I got The Same Backwards and Forwards, which follows 2 characters in the Inheritance game series, and that's all I can tell you because if I tell you who it's about or anything like that, it will be a spoiler if you have not read that series yet. Highly recommend that series. I love it so much. That is one of my favorite series I have read. So what's really cool about this is that it is about 2 characters, but it's dual point of view. So you read about one character. Once you finish her story, then you flip the book and you read from his point of view. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna cry. But look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Where it's just the water. There's water on the sprayed etching. It's so pretty. So yes, that is the only book that I got in November, and it's because it came out in November. So you know, did very good. But December is a little bit of a different story. Okay, so in December, I did get a little bit more books. I did not get 13, okay? So a little bit better. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. So about like half compared to August. August was a little crazy. But again, I actually only bought one book full price. My mother-in-law bought one of the books. I was given one of the books, and the rest were 50% or like 75% off. So, you know, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so like I mentioned, in December, the first books that I got were actually books that my husband bought me on my birthday, which was so sweet. We went to Books A Million. We were just kind of like strolling around town, and I found this one that I knew I really wanted, which is Murder at Holly House. This is the book that I plan on reading this December. And then I got Crowntide. This book actually came out on my birthday, which was so fun. So that felt a little extra special. So this book will always be a little extra special to me. But I got the Target edition. I think the only thing that's different about this edition of Crowntide is just the colorway. She did a few different colorways, but I liked this one because this had a lot more purple in it, and then it also had gold. But then the Crowntide had like purple and pink, like almost melted metal look to it. It's so pretty. And then this was the end paper art, which is a map, and then this is the hardcover. So it's this really pretty foiling of the two love interests and then our main FMC's crowns. So that's really cool. I'm super excited to get into the series. I will be reading it this year. This is also the last book in the Lightlark series. The next books that I got are the Nightweaver series. So these are the first two in the trilogy. The third one comes out in September. I think it's like September 1st. So I do plan on getting that one. But these books are so pretty. I've only heard great things about these books. My sister actually just bought them like the same time I did, but she's already read them and she's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna love them, they're so good. So I'm really excited to read them. I am reading them, I think in August this year, because the third one comes out September 1st. So I figured, you know, might as well read them at the end of August and just go straight through all three of them. But look how beautiful this is. This is a little pirate series. Is that not stunning? Look at this book. That's so pretty. And then there's in paper art. It's an entrance gate for, I'm guessing, the state that is talked about in the book with, you know, different characters, which is really cool. I thought that was a pretty cover. And then we've got some maps, which is really fun. We love maps on books. And then the second one, the in paper art, from what I know, I don't want to look too much in case there's spoilers for the second one. It's the same thing, it's just in pink instead of purple for both the gate and with the map. And then the hardcover is so pretty. It's got two swans. It's so cute. I'm so excited to read this series. Not only just from my sister, but other booktubers that I really like and that I trust their opinion on, because they have very similar tastes in books from what I like to read, have raved about this series. So I'm very excited. And if this seems interesting to you, if you love books about pirates, I highly suggest getting them while these editions are still out and still in print. And then I got the Grimm and Oro book. So this is a part of the Lightlark series. This is a dual point of view. So this is similar to the same backwards and forwards. It's like half of the book is Oro's point of view and then half of the book is Grimm's. So you read one point of view and then you flip the book and read the other's point of view, which is really fun. So these two characters are the love interests to our FMC Isla, I think is her name, in Lightlark. I think in Crowntide she like chooses, you know, which one, but from what I heard, and I don't know if this is like a spoiler, but I think this is well known, she has to choose one and then like kill the other one, or the other one dies or something like that. So like that's crazy, and that's gonna be really sad to read. Look at these. Is this not so pretty? I love a good like flip book. I think that's so fun. And then the edges are sprayed. They're really cool. I thought that was super cool. I'm so excited to get around to reading this series. I will be like in the fall time this year. So I got Shield of Sparrows. I actually got the Target edition, which I don't think they do anymore, because when this book first came out, they had beautiful sprayed edging and I really liked it, but I was like, okay, I'll get it later. Dude, they printed like maybe 100 of the sprayed edging, and I went back, I think it was like a week later, and it was gone. Couldn't find it at Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, nowhere online. And my sister and I were so upset. They do have this, or they did, on Kindle Unlimited, and I started reading it, but I was also reading another book. I know, you shouldn't do that, but I did, and it was really good. I didn't finish it, but I know I will be reading it this year at some point. I don't know when. The second book does come out, and we did already pre-order that one, but look at these beautiful sprayed edges. That is stunning. This is like artwork kind of sprayed edging. So Target did their own exclusive edition, and the standard print, like right here where this gold is, it's more of like a deep foresty kind of like hunter green, but they have gold for the Target edition. But they also did the sprayed edging, so I think they heard that a lot of people were really sad that they missed out on those spread edging, and they did such a small amount that, you know, they hopped on it, so that was awesome. So there's this really pretty in paper art, and then there is this foiled embossed print on the hardcover, and then I think the back is the same. Yeah, the back is the same art for the in paper art, but it was so pretty. And then the last book that I got last year, which I am very excited about because I have only heard great things about this series, and the main thing that really sold me about the Magnolia Parks series, people have related it to Gossip Girl, but in London. Sold. I love Gossip Girl. I love Blair. Blair was my girl. Her fashion, so me. I love her fashion sense. She was my favorite character. I love Blair. Love Chuck. And I also love Dan. But look at this. This is a limited edition run that they are doing for Magnolia Parks series. Look at the cover. Isn't that so pretty? And then you have a reverse dust jacket if you want a different cover. Isn't that so pretty? I'm so excited about this, mainly because this is the like UK standard print, which I'm so excited about because I couldn't find it anywhere in the US, and I couldn't really order it on Amazon. Sometimes on Amazon you can order the UK prints if you like those better than the US prints, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So look at this, okay? It's got some oranges on it. Is not so cute with some gold foiled embossing? It's so pretty. I was so excited when I found out that they were doing these limited edition covers and that you could get them in the US. I think the first Daisy Hates book comes out this year. That is the limited edition. So I'm so excited that she's doing a limited edition for all of them, so I can finally get the beautiful UK covers. That's another reason why I haven't gotten them. I found out about them like beginning of last year. Couldn't find out how to get the UK covers, and I was stubborn and didn't want the others, and they weren't on Kindle Unlimited, so that's why I hadn't read them yet. I'm very excited to start this series. Hopefully sometime this year. I don't know if I will, or wait until a couple more of the books come out so I can kind of keep reading them. Because they're not on Kindle Unlimited, I'd have to wait for the other books to come out to read them, but still I'm so excited to read them. I think December was also a bigger book month, but not near as crazy as August, but still I think we did pretty good, and I am very excited for each of these books. I'm so happy to have them on my bookshelves. These are the books that I got in August through December of last year, and I'm so excited to read all of them, and I'm so excited about all of them and getting to add them to my library. So darlings, I hope you enjoyed today's video just as much as I did making it. If you did, make sure you click the like button down below and subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this, and leave a comment down below in the comment section if you have read any of these books and which ones were your favorites, and I will see you in the next one. Bye darlings. Hey, my sweet Winky girl. I love you, Winky darling.